Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast, and I'm delighted as always to be joined by my friend Jono Carroll. Jono, Dubai living. You're living out here now, man. You've always got a smile on your face. I mean, you went from Marbella to Dubai. Yeah. I mean, life's good.
Mate, I'm just living the dream. It's mad. It's like sometimes I have to pinch myself just to see, is it real? I come from Finglas, like not very many people get out of the place. And then I moved to County Meath, which I was blessed that my dad brought me in, showed me a different part of Ireland. And then all of a sudden, I just like to travel and see different things. I went to Australia, back to Ireland, Spain, now living here in Dubai, mate. I'm living the dream. Life is good, I can't complain.
Well, Dubai, you're living out in Dubai now, and you're fighting, and you fought in Dubai a couple of times, but the fact that you're now a resident, this is your home, so might be your home arena right now. What's that? How's that feel?
Yeah, it's very different. I only fought in Dublin one time before, so now I'm a Dubai resident. This is going to be a home away from home, and hopefully they make it a boxing in the coming years. Because, like, let's be real, you got the likes of promoters like Bobanum and stuff like that. They're putting shows on. Like, this is a double header show, you know what I mean? Friday and Saturday night. Who doesn't love a Friday night drink session, especially Paddy's weekend? And then Saturday you got more Irish fighters, and it's free TV all over the world. So it's probably going to be one of the biggest platforms. So I'm just so happy and excited to be here in Dubai, to be performing in front of my people now, inshallah. And life is good, my brother. Life is good.
Listen, well, life is good because you're starting about with sliders on, shorts and t-shirt, a cup of tea with two tea bags in it. Oh, yeah. You explained that to me. Can you just explain what it is?
Mate, usually I wouldn't even be drinking water today, but no, this is F. Kamari's tea. You want to pay me loads of money for this interview, by the way. F. Kamari's tea, mate, makes you lose weight like crazy. It's unbelievable stuff. I'm not even joking. I'm doing 2 tea bags today. Normally it's a 27-day detox, but the first day I took it, I lost like 1.5 kilos, and I was like, what? So then I started eating more food, and then I was still going down in weight. So then I was eating more food. So obviously with boxing, the more food you have, the more energy you have, the more nutrition that your body is absorbing, and I was continuing losing weight. So now it's amazing. Now, like day before the fight, I'm drinking a cup of tea. The Irish love a cup of tea, so I was just happy. But now it's some good stuff. So if you've never took F. Kamari's, you want to lose weight, you want to eat rubbish and still lose weight, get on the F. Kamari's.
There's some self-promotion right there. Well, that being said, can you make featherweight then?
Yeah, if I kept drinking this tea all the time. But now, I just make weight so easy. I'm very disciplined now. I'm a full-time pro. I don't focus on anything else, so at the end of the day, I'm probably in the best shape that I've ever been in. I'm just always progressing. If you're not always getting that little bit closer to your goal, then you're wasting your time, So for me, even outside the camp, I'm still doing strength and conditioning. I'm still ticking over, which I think you can start to see in my last couple of performances. I've been just getting better and better, getting stronger and stronger. It's a great thing.
Talking about this opponent on Saturday, and I looked him up on BoxRec, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to attempt his surname, so I do apologise for that. But if you can pronounce his surname, because it is quite a tricky one.
Okay, now listen, the opponent got changed like 5 weeks ago. I don't think they've even updated that on BoxRec or on this card. My opponent's like 20 wins, 13 knockouts, no losses and 1 draw. So it's a decent opponent, but he's never fought at world level. So there's a big difference in, like, my losses came to 2 world champions, so at the end of the day, we're going to see, is he ready for that world level? I was fighting for world titles, 16 fights and stuff. So he's obviously, I don't know, he's never really stepped up to this level. So we're going to see what he's made of. But for me, I'm ranked number 2 in the WBA right now. I'm looking at world titles. So there is no more easy fights. There's no more journeymen, I need to be fighting good opponents. And they gave me, when the guy pulled out, I had a good opponent originally, but then he pulled out with a cut or something he had. So they gave me 3 opponents, and I was like, I picked the hardest one, probably the one with the undefeated record. So I was like, give me him. I like taking that O.
The O taker. But that being said, you mentioned that world level. Now you've racked up you've racked up 3 wins since the Maxi Hughes loss back in the bubble, back in the COVID era. Is it 4 wins now? So when are we going to see you a crack at that world title again? You said you were ranked number 2 in the WBA. So is that the route you're going to go down?
Yes, I think so. As far as I know, at the end of the day, I'm ranked number 2. I know there was a little bit of messing going on with the champion pulled out because he had COVID, and then Chris Corbett lost. So I know someone else is at the jumping in spot for number 1. So I don't know how that's going to play out. because maybe he's next now, because I think who was he with? I forget who he's with, but I'm sure I'm sure that both of them, Chris Corbett and Al Heyman, I think he's with. Both of them are with Al Heyman. So I think Al Heyman is now saying, well, they're both my guys, and my guy should have been next for the champion. So I think he wants to jump that guy in there, which is, it's kind of right as well, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I fought for mine 2 fights ago for my world title eliminator. He just fought for it the other day. So I'm like, but it's boxing, it's a business, so I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm just staying ready. I'm focused on me. Like this, these belts are exchanging hands a lot in this division right now. And I think when Shakur Stevenson fights the weekend, in a few weeks, I think more belts are going to exchange hands. So you never know what route may appear, but I'm just focusing on me. I don't focus on other people, you know what I mean? Because you never know who's going to have the belt next.
I'm glad you mentioned Shakur Stevenson, because it'll be stupid of me not to mention his fight with Oscar Valdez for the unified title. WC and WBO titles on the line there. Great fight for the division, great fight for boxing. Since you are in that division, are you going to have one eye on that fight?
Yes, of course, 100%. Oscar Valdez is a great puncher. You've seen what he done to Berchet, and Berchet is no joke, you know what I mean? He was banging everybody out. He was the boogeyman of the division at the time. So you never know. Maybe he could catch Shakur on the chin and drop Shakur. I just don't see it happening. Shakur is too smart. He's not even in his prime yet. The kid has abundance of talent. I think he's going to be the next like Floyd Mayweather. He's a brilliant fighter. I know some people are may say, oh, he's boring, but when you appreciate the sport, like people slated Mayweather, but they all showed up to watch him. When you appreciate the actual art of boxing, hit and not get hit, he's one of the best to do it. I'm a big fan of Shakur. Would love to share the ring with him. You know what I mean? He's a fucking legend of a man. And yeah, we'll see what happens. You never know what's going to happen in this division. If I win that WBA, me and Shakur could get it on down the line, you know? So for me personally, I just want to share the ring with everyone and anyone, test myself, see what I'm made of, and retire happy with testing myself. Unless you're testing yourself in the sport, what's the point? You know what I mean? I'm like 30 next year.
Still a baby.
30 in April, I'm 30 next month. Yeah, still a baby, but I want to be finished boxing by 33. When I set out to box, I just said I'm going to finish boxing at 33. So I just want a world title. All I ever said was I want to win a world title, retire with some money in my pocket, and have a lot of things after boxing that I'm going to do. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I just need to hit this goal. Once I hit the goal, then boom. Let's test ourselves. Let's put all the belts on the line. Like I think that's the way boxing should be. And I don't like the way a lot of promoters and some other people get in the middle of it. When all the fighters clearly want to fight each other. You know? At the end of the day, like, we're fighters. It's not our job. No one people are saying, oh, he's avoiding him. I don't think any fighter actually genuinely avoids anyone. It's always trainers or managers who are pumping a lot of time and energy into the fighter, and they don't want to risk maybe their spot or getting a few paydays. I don't even care about paydays. I want to test myself. I can earn money loads of ways. Boxing is just one of them. You know? So I think we all should fight each other and then make the division hot again. My division is great. I think Shakur Stevens and Valdez is a brilliant fight for the division. And yeah, let's hope it's many more to come. We can put all the belts on the line one day.
How does this sound? Jono Carroll, Shakur Stevenson, Coca-Cola Arena, Dubai. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic, you know what I mean? I want to bring big boxing to here. If I win a world title here, like, I want to be bringing massive crowds. Like, I'm at the selling a lot of tickets now for the night. I'm really just looking forward to getting in, doing the business, and doing it in style, in good fashion. Like I said before, I think Dubai can be the mega of boxing in the very near future. The very near future. Because I've been in Vegas. Vegas is almost, and I don't mean to be disrespectful when I say this, but Vegas is almost like a how can I say it without disrespecting? Like a dirtier version of the boy. Yeah. Like, it's just like a bit more like, I don't know.
Ask Mick. I've just said that to Pete McGrail. What did I say to Pete McGrail? I just said that. I literally just said that half an hour before. Word for word what you said. I just literally just said that.
It's true. I've been in Vegas 2 weeks before I came here. And I was like, wow. Like, I genuinely wouldn't want to live in Vegas, and I wouldn't want to bring my kids up in Vegas. Whereas I want to bring my kids up here. I've moved my whole family out here now. I just feel that Dubai is going to be that place, and it's so safe. It's a beautiful place. Like, you look at everything, it's so pristine. It's a beautiful place. Then obviously tax benefits is a massive thing. You know what I mean? Especially for athletes and stuff like that. So we can do good investments instead of giving it to the tax man. Let's do good investments here in Dubai and make this something that I believe it should be. You know, like, bring big time boxing to Dubai and Saudi and everything else. the money's here as well. Why not? The arena's here. That arena that went boxing, when I seen it yesterday, I was like, whoa, why don't boxing do more, like, why isn't boxing based in tennis arenas more often? Because there's not a bad seat in the house. It's so perfectly set up for boxing. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting crowd. I think it's going to, the way it's all laid out, I think it's going to be noisy in there. So I'm looking forward to putting a show on.
I've not seen the arena yet, but I can see it from my bedroom window. So I know what you mean by the tennis court. Imagine the ring, and it's like every seat's good because it's not the seating isn't too far away like if you get in a stadium. So
really, you get in a GAA pitch or a rugby pitch or a football ground, they're all like, unless you're on a floor seat, they're all miles away from the actual boxing ring. And you're watching literally from above. You might be in the crowd, but like you prefer to be sitting at home in a pub watching it. You probably have more of an atmosphere than miles up in the nosebleeds, you know. Whereas this tennis arena, when I say they're on top of each other, like the ring is there, the couches for the VIPs will be very close. Like, I mean, you'll be on top of the ring, and then the floor seats start literally right beside the ring. You might as well be VIP if you're here. You know what I mean? I genuinely do not believe why boxing hasn't thought of it before. Let's get that in Wembley someday. It'd be amazing.
Oh, you never know. Wimbledon could be a good shout. I do want to touch on a fellow Irishman of yours at the weekend there, Mick Conlan. I seen that you wished him well on Instagram. First of all, what a fight! One of the best fights I've seen. Not live because I wasn't there. One of the best fights I've seen, but just your thoughts on Mick, how close he was to fulfilling his dream, and obviously congratulations to Lee Wood. He showed great resilience, but your thoughts on that fight itself?
Listen, of course, congratulations to Lee Wood. He pulled it out of the bag, and fair play to him. I just think two men there put it all on the line. Literally, I do believe Mick is world level. He will win a world title in the very near future, I think. Anyone can get clipped with that shot. Like, let's be real, there was a little clip on the temple, and with fatigue and all setting in, it can happen to the best of us. You know what I mean? I think it was a brilliant fight. Lee Wood deserves to be champion because he did put it all on the line. And I actually believe he took a big risk in his first defence of the title, fighting someone like Mick Conlan. Very dangerous opponent. I hope he got well paid for it, because I hope both of them got well paid for it, because both men left that blood, heart, soul in that ring. It was a great fight, and it's a fight that is amazing for fans and you love to watch, but when you're looking at it, you're like, thank God I'm not in there. Like, as much as I love being in those fights, when you're watching it, you're like, yeah, I've had one or two of them, and it's not nice. It's all great for the fans, and the fans are like, whoa, so exciting, mate. Because at the end of the day, it is entertainment. That's what we're here to do, is entertain the crowd. But you have to go home to your family, your hands are in bits, and your missus is putting your socks on because your hands are, you know what I mean? It's not pretty after. The aftermath of a fight like that is a lot of pain and a lot of suffering for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you know what I mean? So congratulations again to Lee Wood. Him and his team, I think, done a brilliant job. The game plans were good, I think, on both sides. I think Mick just got involved in a little bit too much of a war when he's just such a slick boxer. I think dropping him early on probably ended up working against him because then he was like, well, you have the power to knock him out. And then he was going for the knockout, landing them big shots. But they also drain you, you know. But great for my fellow Irishman to know what level he's at. You know he's world level, you know what I mean, at the same time. But it was devastating seeing, especially going through the ropes and everything else. It's a dangerous sport. You need to put an extra rope in there or something. I don't know what the story is. Or maybe move the canvas back an extra 3 or 4 feet. If you do fall, you still fall on the canvas. You know, I don't see what he can't. All you do is put an extra like spring brackets or something in there. I don't see what he don't.
I think it's only 2 feet extra outside the ropes.
Extra. Why don't he do 6 feet extra outside and then just put more bars in and just do them just as tight? You know, I don't see what he don't do, because you don't want people falling out of the ring knocked unconscious. Like, lucky Jamie was there to catch him, but even getting knocked out in front of his family, I was like, oh, devastating. You know what I mean? Because I know his family, everyone believes in Mick. Everyone in Ireland, he had the whole nation behind him. You know, we all believe in Mick. I genuinely thought he was going to pull it out of the bag, and unfortunately it wasn't his night. But this is boxing. As he says, and I've said my own self, can't swim without getting wet. It is what it is. It is what it is,
definitely. Back to you then, Jono. Nice words as well for Mick. I know Mick very well, and I know Lee Wood very well, so I'm just glad both of the men are well, and hopefully they get paid well enough, because it was a great fight. But back to you, Jono, here in Dubai, what can the fans expect from you in attendance at the Dubai Duty Free Arena, and watching on Eurosport back home? What can they expect from Jono Carroll?
To be honest, I'm hoping to go out there and get another knockout this time, because I'm starting to rack in the knockouts. I've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning. You know, at the end of the day, it is about entertainment, and I'm trying to not do 10 rounds, 12 rounds each and every time. I want to start banging people out. I want to start putting shots together, and I'm starting to slow myself down and pick more position in my shots. So if I'm going to predict it, I'm going to predict a little screw uppercut or a good body shot is going to knock him out. But I reckon the screw uppercut, because he's a switch hitter. If he switches, I'm going to catch him with that screw uppercut, because it's just a shot that I love throwing against a southpaw. You know, I dropped Johnny Quigley with it 2 times. It's a beautiful shot. And when someone switches, it's just so easy to go boom and throw it, you know. So I'm hoping that lands on his dome, and you can just get him out of there. You don't get paid for overtime in this game, so.
You certainly don't. Jono, listen, if that comes off, I'm going to clip this, and I'm going to clip the fight, and we're going to make a video of it. But if that shot comes off, we'll clip it. But Jono,
listen, seeing my last fight, you can see I clipped it. We done the pull down hook, and it was the exact same shot we were doing it in the dressing room, practice for this guy, because we knew he was going to have a tight guard and tight defence. Me and Albert practiced it over and over again, and we were able to pull it off. So this time we practiced a few little shots, and one of them, that screw uppercut, is going to be it. So I'm hoping he switches a few times so I can land it clean. So please God, we land it. Let's go.
Let's go. Jono, man, absolute pleasure speaking to you. Well done for the promotion on that tee as well. Hopefully they pay you millions.
Comedians want to start. They don't pay me. By the way, this is not a paid promotion. So I'm just saying, this stuff actually works. Yeah. So I wouldn't put it out there to people that if it didn't work. It's expensive, £35, but it's worth every drop.
You heard it here. Jono, as always, thank you so much for doing this FIFO TV. No doubt I'll see you about the hotel, so drinking that tea. Yeah, but listen,
I'm milling this tea, but I'm going out to sunbathe now. I can't wait. Life in the boy is just a beautiful thing.
Listen, I might join you, Jono. Thank you so much for doing this FIFO TV. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.